Bruh.
Hey guys, hope you guys are ready to rock and roll tonight. Have a nice live stream. Let's have some fun. So we're gonna be talking about some topics. You know, I got some things set up here, you know, to talk about so that we don't get too distracted. But of course, we are celebrating 18,000 subscribers. Holy guacamole! So shout out to everyone out there. I want to give a big, huge shout out to everyone out there. All right, let's. Okay. Yay! So anyway, so yeah, let's. Let's give thanks to all of you guys. Shout out to all of you for liking this content, this channel enough for you to want to subscribe and hang out with me. On top of all that. So shout out to everyone out there. So tonight, we're just going to be doing the usual question and answer session. You guys got questions, I got answers. On top of that, what we're going to be doing is every single Thursday, we're going to be doing a live stream like this. It's going to depend, every week at what time. I'm going to do it on Thursday, but, at some point in the afternoon. It could be early afternoon, it could be late afternoon. All depends on multiple things. Okay? So, anyways, shout out to everyone out there. We got a lot to talk about today, as per usual. Just trying to keep the celebration a little bit to the minimum, because, at least on my end, I've been doing a lot of celebrating lately. Just, had a bunch of friends and family in town and all that good stuff. So, it is what it is. But, we're all celebrating no matter what, right? So, no need to be drinking ginger ale. Shout out to everyone out there in the chat right now. Shout out to Pedro. Shout out to JR, Baron Von Grunch, Dark Wolf, Joe Peach, Adrian De La Torre, Scooby, The Dog, and who else? I think Joe Peach. Okay, I already said. Okay, that's it. Jose, Baron Von Crunch says, Jose, how about hooking a brother up with one of those fancy earbud translators? Yeah, I mean, if I was a rich, fancy YouTuber, I would be more than happy to provide those as a gift, or something like a giveaway. But unfortunately, again, I live with a horse in a barn. Come on, guys, I need your help more than anything else. But speaking of which, that's what we're going to be talking about today, which is, again, today's topic is really more, what is living in Mexico actually like? What are the expenses actually like? Again, you hear it all the time. Plenty of people say Mexico's too expensive. Why move to Mexico? Might as well just stay in the U.S. or wherever you're from. And I get that. We've talked about it multiple times as to, what freedom and comfort really are, and, how comfort really costs money. Freedom is expensive, and freedom is also expensive. I mean, what is it? Comfort. Comfort is expensive, and it's not just expensive monetarily wise, but the fact that you gotta probably give up a lot of things in order for you to have a lot of comfort. But in order for you to have a lot of freedom, well, a lot of times it doesn't cost you that much money per se. It just costs you your time, or other aspects. You got to put in that hard work and things like that. But I digress. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be talking about more is, how much you need to live out here per se. Because, again, a lot of people always kind of ask that question. And, I don't really, when it comes to like my monthly expenses, it's like this. I don't have a tight budget. You know what I mean? I don't, thank God. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I'm in a really good position where, thank goodness, that I don't have to keep a tight budget now. Going on with, what Baron Von Crunch was asking me to do, which is like, do a giveaway of, over $300. It's like, yeah, no, I don't have that much money. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? That's, for me, that's still like a lot of money in a sense. Now, it's a lot of money right now in the circumstance that I'm in, but at the same time, that's rent. Basically that's my monthly rent out here. And so, the reality is that, depending on how you want to live, and what your circumstances are out there, and what you value more, whether it's comfort or freedom, that's going to depend a lot more on how expensive it is to really live out here. And so I think for again, just go by what the typical Mexican survives on a monthly basis. And in today's real kind of Mexican world, just like a typical, Mexican, might be a Mexican with a family, but just a regular lower middle class, just regular normal middle class, lower middle class to normal middle class.
Bruh.
What their kind of expenses really are going to be. And it's going to be like around the 20,000 pesos to 30,000 peso range, which is, again, $1,500, give or take, a couple hundred here or there. And so that's really the reality of it. So if you want to live, like a typical Mexican, or if if you're willing to live like a typical Mexican, then you're good to go. You don't really need to be bringing in much a month. And if you got like a set amount that you're going to get every month, then, well, yeah, of course, you're going to budget and so on and so forth. But at least in my case, I'm an entrepreneur. And so, I got money kind of coming in all the time. And I just make sure that I always, have enough for my expenses. I do have, certain things, in which, hey, I got to make sure, that I keep a tight kind of account of. Those are the things that we'll share. But there's, other extracurriculars, that, I just don't kind of account for. And, when you're living like in the US, for example, or you're living in other places, when you're like paycheck to paycheck, it's not enough. What that really means is that, not only can you barely make it, with what you're making, a week or per paycheck, but on top of that, what that really, really means is that you really don't have any money for any extracurriculars, any kind of like fun, any kind of like other things, because not only are they extremely expensive, but you definitely don't have any money for it. So whether it's eating out, going to the movies, any kind of anything, whatever it is. And so out here, it's not like that at all. Like it's the complete opposite, where out here, like I said, I make enough to cover my bills, and then for the most part, let's say I go to the grocery store, I can just buy whatever I want. I don't have to worry about like, maybe other times in my life, or in some of you guys' lives, maybe right now, where you got to go to the grocery store and you're paying, you're literally counting. You have like, you're going, okay, this is, $3.85, this is $10.57, and you're keeping like a super close count of it because you got a certain budget that you can't go above. And so, we've all been there, and I know more and more people are in that situation these days. And so out here, again, I don't feel that way. I have a long history. I got, like I've lived a long life. I've done a lot of things. I've made a lot of money, and I've barely made any money. You know what I mean? So I've been, up and down many times. And, that, along with other life experiences, have, basically got me to the point where I've come to realize that it's not about the money. Sure, money's great. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's a tool. Definitely helps a lot. But it's more about like quality of life. It's about life, like how you're going to live that life. You know what I mean? Like, I meet so many people all the time, and I've met them since forever. I'm from Florida originally. In Florida, there's a lot of retirees, a lot of older people, whatever. Anyways, the point I'm making is that since forever, I've always come across a lot of people that, they were older. And a lot of people, for the most part, they share, they love to share their life experience. I love to listen. I love to talk, but I love to listen too. I love to talk more. Anyways, the point I'm making is that, I've listened to a lot of old people, and I have since a very young age, and I have all the way through now. And it's a very common theme. It's basically two types of people. One person that is, lived their life to the fullest. and I got a million stories and a million, things to tell, to whoever wants to hear them, and they're happy and they can, bite the dust tomorrow and they're good to go. They lived a very full life, and a lot more people, a lot of people, a lot more of them. In fact, more people, were the ones that were, constantly talking about regret. You know what I mean? Talking about like what I should have done, what I could have done, coulda, woulda, shoulda. And so, I don't know, since a very young age, and I always kind of like had that in my mind, and, just tried to live life to its fullest, and the best way I could. And, it's gotten me to where I am right now. And where am I right now? Well, basically, you guys can see, I got a horse. I got a beach, I live right by a beach. I got a beautiful wife, I love, I got a beautiful career, which is, making these videos or making content on YouTube, and I enjoy what I do. You guys enjoy what I do, whatever, it's a whole thing. But regardless, I was a chef, that's, something I could, easily do if I had to, or, many other things, it doesn't matter. I guess some people like to say out there, I'm a hustler, and that's right. I like to go out there and hustle, make it happen. Like a typical Mexican would do. That's why I fit in well out here, because again, most Mexicans, they kind of live that same life. They're hustling. They're constantly living that life where they got to make things happen. And they got the, how do I say this? The freedom. To do whatever. And so, anyways, kind of going back to, the way I live my life. Like at the end of the day, this is why, my expenses are not that much, and I'm able to support a family because I'm basically lower middle class, out here in Mexico, and I just make YouTube videos, and that's it. And I help people, in, many forms, and I do things, like for example, I was doing a promotion, earlier today, for some earbuds, that help translate things and help you speak to other people in other languages, not just Spanish, by the way, so it's in this case it would be Spanish because you're out here in Mexico, so it's really cool. You guys want to check that out, go on and go to my YouTube page or my website, and it's all there. But yeah, lucky enough to I'm lucky enough to find myself in this spot, but at the same time, luck. I'm all about that. Put that luck thing in your pocket. I'm not about that luck. I'm more about like it's hard work. It took a lot of hard work to get here, and it wasn't easy. But it was fun. And this 18,000 subscribers, a huge milestone. It's a really, really big milestone. But I also look at it more like, yeah, it's just another step, and we're gonna keep growing this and keep taking this to the next level. And who knows what's gonna happen. I'm thinking about doing a again, weekly podcast, where I'm going to be doing something similar to what I'm doing right now, but talking about other things. Out here, it's mainly focused on living in Mexico and living abroad and all that good stuff, and that's what we're doing here. But, there's a lot of things to talk about. There's, so much going on in clown world. But at the end of the day, just keep doubling down on yourself. That's what I've been doing with me. Keep doubling down on my life, and that's why I love it out here in Mexico so much. I've come out here, and my God, it's given me the freedom to really be able to do what I love, what I want with life. And for a lot of you guys are in the same boat. You feel the same way. You can't wait to do it. And for others, you guys get out here and you try to live exactly the same way you were living back home, trying to do and replicate everything just like you did back home, and you quickly find out you're going to hate it because it's not back home, it's Mexico. It's a completely different country, and it's not for everyone, but it's for me, definitely for me. Definitely love it out here. It's already been 5.5 years, literally almost 5.5 years, and I feel like I got here yesterday, and I don't know. Even the thought of living back in the USA is insane to me. Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to go back to prison? No, literally, by the way, I could go back to the USA. I got no problems, all right? I got no, outstanding kind of warrants or any kind of problems with the USA. I could go back just like anybody else. But meaning, it's like, I guess, some people say out there, it's an open air prison. It's not for everybody. Some people love the USA. Plenty of immigrants love the USA. A lot of Americans love the USA. Hey, I love I love the USA. I might not love the government and the things that it's doing right now, but I still love my country, and I'm hoping for the best. Again, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. We got to support, right? But I'll support it all the way from over here, just doing my thing and living my life. You know what I mean? America, is a great country and has done a lot of great things. Again, we might not agree with what it's doing at the moment, but that's not, our place to judge. That's, they got to do what they got to do. You know what I mean? Whatever. It is what it is. I stay neutral. I stay in the position of, live life, enjoy life, quality of life. Again, I was reading, I was watching a meme the other day, a Mexican meme, and basically in the Mexican meme, it was, oh wow, doesn't it feel great to be a country that nobody gives a crap about, and as the world goes into World War III, we're just out here chilling, eating our tacos, doing our thing. I mean, that's a Mexican meme, basically like fully aware of what's going on, but just like, thank God we're Mexico. So I was like, hey man, you know what I mean? I don't know what else to say. I'm Mexican all day. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, I love it out here. All right, let's read some comments. I see a bunch of people chiming in. Vincente says, maybe, is this like a second? Did he say two things? All right, let's, okay. Vincent says, also keep in mind, growing up by the beach is great for your mental health. Doesn't take too much to enjoy some mariscos fresh. Yeah, sure. I live in the jungle, I got the beach. It's an hour away. It's fine. When I used to live in Miami, same thing. It was further away in Miami. But, I don't live on the beach. I live in a peaceful place. You know what I mean? And to me, even though this is a city where I live in Merida, Yucatan. It's a city of about a million people. To me, it feels like a tiny little town because I come from mega cities. Miami, Los Angeles, things like that. So it's whatever. It's nice out here. I love it. That's what I love. I want to see the. Sorry about that. I want to see the growth. I want to see how again, every time I go out and I see things, the growth is immense. I was out last night in Parque Alemán, again, friends and family in town. And, my God, wow, Wednesday night. And there was like thousands of people at the park, just, I don't know, maybe hundreds of people, whatever, you know what I mean? But the point is, a lot of people. And they were all doing things, whether it was like a rollerblade class or, doing some Zumba class or, all at the same time. It's that big of a park. They got like, a bunch of like amusement park type rides there. They got all the street food vendors. Plus, they got tons of amazing restaurants that are all there. Plus, all this other activity. So many other people, walking their dogs, hanging out with their families. Just doing just a lot, so much. And it's just one of the many parks. Okay, they're everywhere. And there's just a Wednesday night. Come on. It's not like even the weekends, and the weekends is even more packed, and it's all free. Maybe you're paying like a, $5 for a thing here or there, you know what I mean? But that's it, like a class, or something like that. If you're going to buy some food, it's going to be like $1 or $2. But the point I'm making is that, very different, just a different world, and I love it. So anyways, all right, let me read some comments. So, one thing I really respect about Mexico is that I heard in lecture today is that it's the only country who actually support the declaration that involuntary, what? Anyways, voluntary mental commitment, unethical torture. Yeah, Mexico doesn't, just Mexico's just neutral. They just don't participate. It's great. So why do you name your YouTube travels when the only place you stood in Mexico? Just wondering. Well, the reality is because I do travel, you know what I mean? I have traveled, you know what I mean? Like if you do check my channel, I've been to Oaxaca, I've been to Mexico City, I've been to Cuba, I've been to multiple places. But, as, someone comically said somewhere out there in the internet sphere, I also travel to the store. I travel around my city, which is where I live. And I, in a sense, again, just because you brought this up, unequivocally, or I don't know what the right word is, but anyways, I'm kind of like, unofficially. I'm unofficially the, in a sense, like what is it, like a representative for Merida, with all the videos that I do, because I'm always driving around the city in my car, my truck, and on my bicycle. I'm walking around, things like that. And so, like, I show the city a lot. I show what it is to live out here. So I'm traveling around my city. A lot of people like to do staycations, right? And do things like that. So, call it whatever it is. It doesn't, I know a lot of people always looking to, whatever. Anyways, the point is that that's why it's called that. You know what I mean? And there was really no rhyme or reason. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's just, I had a channel. I do have a channel, which is just Jose Arteaga. But, you know what I mean? Like, when I started this channel, which was a whole, might as well talk about it. So the reason I had to start this channel was because I was doing different kind of content on my original channel. I was talking about, I don't know, all the things that are going on right now. But I was doing that many years ago, kind of like predicting the future, but not really, kind of like, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. So anyway, so my channel was talking about, I don't know, theories, all right, that some people might conspire around. And, eventually they came true. And so, long story short, around all that time, plus, other factors, YouTube kind of censored that channel. So I was like, man, you know what I mean? Like, I was also making Mexico content because I was living here and I was sharing my experience out there. So it was two different types of videos melding into one channel. So the reality is that when that happened, which was in December of 2019, I decided to start this channel because, again, I got that channel taken away. It got given back. It was basically because I was talking about like cryptocurrency and things like that. And so it got taken away. And so when I got the channel back, I was like, man, I just got to start a new channel only talking about living in Mexico. And that's why I started this channel. And so it was originally Jose Arteaga Travels, because originally I had just traveled here. But then very quickly, I traveled to places like, again, like what I mentioned. And, maybe traveling more. I don't travel a lot because, again, if you know my full story, you know how I got here. And, I'm broke. You know what I mean? I'm not broke, but, I'm not a rich YouTuber. I don't have like a lot of money. You know what I mean? I don't have, this is my day job and my night job and my everything job. You know what I mean? So, I'm I film, I produce, I edit, I do it all. You know what I mean? I do everything. I don't have, anybody doing anything, Yeah, look, I often say that Lambo does work around here. You don't do shit, okay? All right, but anyways, long story short, it's a whole story. It's a whole story, you know what I mean? So, but that's really why I called it Jose Arteaga Travels, is because of that. By the way, you can call me Jose Arteaga. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me too early in the morning. All right, boom, boom. All right, anyways, but the point, the point I'm making is that that's why this channel's called that. Now, if I never had that problem, it would probably just be Jose Arteaga. If I was, you know what I mean? Like, it would just be, but, now come to think of it, Jose Arteaga Travels just kind of, fits more this here. Look, I have a cooking channel, and it's Cooking with Jose. I mean, look, I am not the most creative when it comes to things like that, okay? So I don't know what else to say, all right? I hope that answers the question sufficiently. If not, just drop a comment in the whatchamacallit, in the complaint box, all right? And I'll make sure to get to it. But anyways, I appreciate all questions and everything. All right. Wow. Okay. A lot of people. Let me see. Oh, okay. You know what? If you guys left a comment or question and I forgot to answer it, just please feel free to go on ahead and answer it and ask it again. All right. But yeah, let me see some questions. I was going to read the chat before I go off on another rant or another tangent. Okay, I already read that one. I think, okay. Okay, cool. Anyways, all right, whatever. No problems. But, at the end of the day, living in Mexico is, it's not for everybody. A lot of people are looking to escape their situation, back home, wherever they're at, whatever that situation is. It's, everyone's different. I'm sure all of you guys have a completely different, situation. You're trying to get away from. But you got to think to yourself, is moving to Mexico the right thing? You know what I mean? And again, not just moving to Mexico, moving abroad, but, for you, it might just be, moving to, again, I don't know, somewhere in Virginia, somewhere in Tennessee, somewhere in rural America. I watch a lot of YouTubers out there that live in the USA and they travel around the USA and they show plenty of places in the USA that are, awesome. For me, being named Jose Arteaga, the way I want to live, the things I want to do, it doesn't fit, for me, it's not as appetizing to live in, like, I don't know, Idaho. For you, it might be, but not for me. But for me, living in Mexico, living especially here in this part of Mexico, I don't know, but at least, living out here, man, it reminds me so much of living where I grew up in Miami and how I grew up in Miami. The Latin culture, the freedom, the lack of, authority and the lack of, what is it like? I don't know. What is it? Respect for authority, and just like just a different world, a bunch of animals, but everybody lives, extremely well with each other. There's no problems. There's no need for any intermediaries, really. There's no need for anything like that. Most people can just kind of figure it out. And so many, the fact that there's so little rules and regulations. And I can go on and on. I mean? I've talked about it multiple times on my channel with all the reasons I love to live out here. But, what is it really like to live out here is the fact that, yeah, you're living like that. And so for some people, they think it's great. For some people, they think it's awful. So if you grew up in, America back in the 70s, maybe, 80s, you're going to love it out here. It's basically the same. Now, again, it's not like in the 70s, meaning it's America. I mean, sorry, it's, it is America. Mexico is in the Americas. But what I mean is that living in Mexico, and I've shown you multiple times, I'm sure you can find on YouTube multiple videos out there as to how, Mexico is modern. Mexico is exactly like the USA in many respects, like exactly, like literally the same, everything, the malls, the roads, everything. It's all the same. But lots of other parts of Mexico are not, Lots of parts of Mexico are, like where I live. And most of the time they're right next to each other. But the main kind of thing, the main underlying theme under that, it's that, like I said, it doesn't matter where you live. It's basically kind of like the same kind of like mentality of, the 80s, the 70s, where it was just a lot more freedom, a lot less, a lot less rules and regulations and, authority, what is it, breathing down your neck for, every fart, that you blow at your arse or what have you, Okay. So it is what it is. And so, for me, I like Merida. But again, please, just because I live here doesn't mean that other parts of Mexico are not great. I live here simply because I'm from Miami. Please understand that, guys. I got to kind of, because there's a lot of people that they come out here and they hate the weather, or they hate certain things. Listen, I am from warm weather. All right. Right now, it is like 80 degrees and I'm cold. 75, I'm cold. Okay? Please. 75 degrees for a lot of you people is hot. 80 degrees is hot. So understand that. And it's because remember, it's November. So it's starting to get cold out there, despite what Greta is telling you out there. So the point is that it's cold. All right? It's cold. And so since it's cold, since it's hot, again, look at the beach right behind me. In order for you to enjoy the beach, it has to be hot. And the coldest it really gets is 80. You know what I mean? So you can enjoy the beach. All right. So the point is that it's not for everybody. I love that it gets to 105 sometimes. I love that it's over 90 to 100 degrees. It's great for the beach, for the pool to cool off. It's great to sweat. The sauna effect is great on your body. It's great if you like to, you're trying to keep in shape and keep your body. It's great for a lot of things. You want to get vitamin D all day, every day. It's great. It's great. It's great for many things. All right. But it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Please understand. Okay. And most of Mexico is up in the mountains. Most of Mexico is in, a colder, cooler climate. think of, I don't know, a mix of like, I don't know, I guess like Denver, but without the snow, So just, be aware of that. That most of Mexico is up in the plateau, up in the mountains, and you can, have a beautiful weather. And trust me, we've considered it. We've considered maybe going out there, living out there in some of these places. But, every time we go out there, to like Mexico City, Oaxaca, whatever, it's like, man, it's cold. It's cold. So it's like, I don't know if we can, and for a Christian, again, you've seen her, she's small, she's tiny, she's from here, it's, she's trying to get used to cold weather, so who knows? Maybe we'll end up somewhere else in cold weather in the future, but stay tuned to find out what happens. So let me see. Oh, Illustrator says, Illustrator Mogul says, Jose, I did minor research, but are you able to bring firearms to No, you are not. You're not allowed to bring firearms. You're not allowed to have firearms, especially, as, a tourist. Hold on, let me get that. Boop.
Bruh.
Especially as a tourist or, temporary residency or anything like that. Look, you can own firearms in Mexico. People own firearms. Again, also, let me please emphasize that there are a lot of firearms in Mexico. In fact, almost just as many as in the USA. So again, just in case anyone's, anyways, I'm a Second Amendment, supporter. I'm not a gun owner. I'm not a fan. But I understand, why we need that. And out here, long story short, you don't got to worry about it. Everybody's strapped, okay, in one shape, form, or another. So on top of the fact that everybody's, very anti-government, anti-this, anti-that, so you never got to worry about that. Whatever happens, people are gonna be fine. But with that being said, since they do have very strict gun laws and all this other crap, the reality is that the majority of the population, they just, use every means necessary in order to protect themselves. Everything but a gun. And it's great because, there's no unnecessary gun violence. The gun violence is just left for, like, I don't know, the cartels and, them folk, let them do their thing. But for the average, just regular normal person out here, no guns. Sorry. Unless you're out there in the middle, like, for example, if you're out in a ranch, you're out in the farms, you're out in the middle of nowhere, in a village, yeah, it's different. You can have firearms out there. I don't got to get into it. Okay, why they're needed, okay? And look, I'm about the proper use of these things, okay? I don't even want to talk about this stuff, man. This is very, YouTube hates talking about this. This is bad. No bueno. Bad topic. But long story short, the rules are here. They're very strict when it comes to that. But most people take care of themselves, by, again, just, every other means necessary. Because, for example, let's say that somebody comes into your home, okay, and they try to steal stuff. If they come, with a stick, it's not a big deal, They'll probably get one night in jail. But if they come with a firearm or a gun, whatever, oh my God, they're bad. No bueno for them. They're going to go to jail for a very long time. If it discharges, oh my God, even worse. So I can go on and on. So, you could just go look deeper into that, okay? Into that topic, as to how that works. But again, I think you got to be a citizen before you can even think about that. But it's not really necessary because, like I said, if you're a black belt, you're good. But you got no, or things like that. I'm not saying to be a black belt, but all I'm saying is if you can defend yourself in any other way, you are good to go. You got nothing to worry about because nobody out here is, look, there are very rough areas in Mexico, just like there's rough areas in the USA and any other part of the world. And yes, of course, you might see them there more, what have you, whatever. But so rare. So it's not what you think. It is nothing like the USA. And so that's why you don't see the unnecessary, violence, when it comes to that. Unnecessary death when it comes to that. It's completely different. So yeah, this is the reality of it. So if that's like a major topic for, you, and I know it's a lot of people are like, I'm not moving to Mexico because I can't get my guns. Look, I get it. I totally understand. But again, out here, it's really unnecessary. In the U.S., look, I get it. You know what I mean? Everyone's strapped for real, and everybody's using that thing, and it's very dangerous. The USA is a very dangerous country when it comes to that, but not out here. It's not like that at all. So I don't know if that makes any more sense, because like I said, the penalties are so great for that, and unless you got a super awesome lawyer and you're like a millionaire in Mexican, money, yeah, no, you're not gonna be able to, to get out of it. You're going away for a very long time. Hope that makes sense, guys and gals out there. So, sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna check on something here. Let me put a little music on. Okay, we're good. All right, just making sure we didn't get demonetized or whatever. Sorry. This is why I don't talk about that topic. I'm not, not that I'm, again, you do you, whatever. But the reality is that I lived in Mexico here long enough, and I realized that, yeah, no, it's not what you think. So, so again, just going back to the weather, out here, it's just hot. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? And so, like, it's not for everybody, and so a lot of people they think that all of Mexico is hot. No, it's not. Most of Mexico is cold. It's really cold. I mean, there's a reality of it, or at least nice weather, not freezing cold. Okay, it's not Fargo or or anything like that, or Buffalo, New York, or it's not Minnesota. All right, it's not freezing like that. It's just cold. Like I said, Denver. Spring. Fall. Seattle. That kind of weather. Most of Mexico's like that. So, but let's say if you go to the north of Mexico, in the northern parts of Mexico, it's all desert. So it's hot. It's like, Arizona, New Mexico, what is it? Nevada. It's hot. Okay, the north of Mexico. The south of Mexico is jungle. So just think of like Florida, New Orleans, the Gulf Coast, hot, humid, beach, what you're looking at right there, all right? On the coast of Mexico, the beach, hot. Again, warm hemisphere, okay, hot. But in the middle of Mexico, like the rest of the country, like 80%, the rest of it, 70% of the country, is all mountains. And so most of the people, they don't live in the mountains per se, even though a lot of people do. Again, hence to the freedom, come get me in the mountains. Anyways, long story short, a lot of people, a lot of major cities are on this major plateau that's like in the middle of the country on top of the mountains, the Rocky Mountains. So anyways, that's where most people live. And so that's why it's not super snowy, but it's cold, but it's not crazy cold, but it's not hot, so that's really, it's nice. Again, many people know, what I mean? Like Querétaro, San Luis Potosí, whatever, it's Mexico City, Oaxaca, I could go on and on. I mean? Most of the cities are that nice weather. Merida is Florida. Just look at it like that, okay? So it's not for everybody. So please just remember that. If you're coming out here, and you're coming to retire, you better be on the beach or just want to be doing that. Otherwise, you're going to hate life because it's hot. It's not for everybody, Like, I don't know what, I don't know what to say. And I don't know, whatever. And again, in my videos, you guys see it in my videos, I'm sweating. My shirt is drenched in sweat in many of my videos if you see me in the videos. Not just me, but many of the people that live here. So, it's hot. Well, you think you're not going to sweat? You're coming from, you're from Chicago. You're from, again, any one of these places, up north, you're not going to, you think you're not going to sweat? So again, if you want to sweat, if you like it, that's good. I love it. Baron Von Crunch says, it's like, oh, may I suggest a Louisville Slugger? Yeah, so again, just going back to protection, home protection, things like that. And look, like I said, you can use a bat, you can use paintball guns, you can get creative. Get creative. You ever seen that that lady on that lady doing the TikTok videos? How creative, Just get creative out there. Don't worry about it, so. Look, I mean, you see it everywhere. People are like, oh, why do the Mexicans have bars on their windows? To keep people away. They got, barbed wire. Oh, you can't afford barbed wire? Well, just cement, use cement and put like a bunch of broken glass all over your walls. Trust me, nobody's going to get in. If they're gonna get in, they're gonna get injured. No one's gonna have any sympathy for these people, you know. So it's just yeah. Let me see. Merida holds the highest record for temperature at 46. I don't know. I don't believe that. Like, look, man. I don't know. A lot of people say that the Merida's hot. No freaking way. I hear, because I follow a lot of, Mexican things on Facebook and all this other stuff. And anyways, long story short, plenty of Mexicans that live in the desert in the north. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like 115 ain't nothing. 115 is nothing. You know what I mean? That's like, November 3rd. No, but anyways, yeah, I know it's hot. It gets hot out here. But honestly, I'm pretty sure it is a lot hotter. But who knows? You're probably right. Buck stops here. I don't want to disparage your record there, but I'm pretty freaking sure, man. The desert's like way hotter. I've been in the desert. It's hot. It's hot. All right. And so out here, that it might feel like 115. I don't know if it ever got to 115, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. But like, it is hot though. Look. I don't want to. Whatever. But it gets hot. It does get hot out here. Oh yeah. Look, 120 in Vegas. Look, man, 125 in Arizona, in Flagstaff. All right. How about that? I was there. I saw it. I got a picture on somewhere out there, but I had it on my old car. I had the dash thing. 125. But yeah, no, it's hot, and I've seen, like I said, other Mexicans have told me, how, because it's like it's always like a fight. You know what I mean? Like between by the way, Mexicans fight about everything. So, the people in Sonora are fighting with the people out here, about who's hotter, and shit like that. So I don't know. Look at that. Toluca gets -8. Wow, that's pretty cold. Adrian says, just don't get caught. Oh, you're 9mm. You can defend yourself in court if you get caught. Exactly. Oh, okay. See? There you go, Adrian. Thank you very much. See? We rely on the community to help us with more. I'm guessing he's Mexican. Muchas gracias, Adrian. You are the bomb. But yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? There you go. I don't know what else to say. Just don't have a 9mm. Thank you for that information. But yeah, again, tread lightly. Don't be listening to what, you hear on the internet, on YouTube. I don't know who Adrian is. You don't know who I am. I'm just the guy with the horse. Do some thorough research. At least you got some information to go on. Do more research. Again, you can even, please understand. Look, if this is something that really interests you, you should just hire a lawyer, a Mexican lawyer, all right, and talk to them, and they'll guide you through the whole thing. Now, look, don't be contacting José Novelo, my lawyer, about this, because he don't know jack crap about this, all right? This is not his expertise. There are tons of other lawyers out there, criminal lawyers, just lawyers out there, but not just criminal lawyers, but probably them, in which you can ask them, and they will let you know. They will let you know exactly more about what your exact rights are out here. But again, don't be expecting to be coming out here, with your arsenal from Texas or from wherever you are in the USA with a tourist visa and expect to be okay. You got to remember, there's this thing called the drug war kind of going on right now, and the main component to the war is drugs and guns and armaments. And so basically, Mexico is only interested in one thing. Guns, and the USA is only interested in another thing, the drugs. So that's what they trade. Money is exchanged in between. Like, let's say that there's not enough drugs or guns, to go, to make the deal whole. They'll throw some cash in there to make the deal whole, so that it's a deal. That's it. But really, that's all that goes on. Again, don't listen to me and the horse. You can find this information on the internet. It's really not that hard to find. But that's really what's going on with all that. So if you're coming in here with armaments, the fuck, and you think that the Mexican and the U.S. government are going to look at that like there's not enough paperwork in the world. By the way, that's the garbage people out there, so. Anyways, I hope that kind of covers it. So please, just do your own research. I hope. Thank you again, Adrian, for providing information. But yeah, Dave Murray says, will the new train pass near or through Merida? Yes, it's going to pass near Merida. So the government, the local government here, they built like a special tram system that basically it's kind of like close to the center of town. It's in a really good spot. In fact, I live close to it, which is great. But long story short, it's in a really good part of town, in a good kind of semi-centralized part of town, where they're gonna have a special tram that's gonna be taking people in and out. You know, basically all the way to the train station that's on the outskirts of Merida, and then people to the center of town. Just And obviously that tram system is going to be dropping people off, along the way through the city, and it's going to go back and forth. Great. I think it's awesome. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to riding the train and all that good stuff. Now, I don't know when the inaugural thing is. I think it's in December, but I'm going to wait a few months, once that thing's kind of going, and then we're going to go for a ride. So. All right. Let's see. But yeah, the Mayan train is gonna be cool. It's gonna cover the whole Yucatan. Baron Von Crunch says, how is the overall fresh water supply in Merida? I hear it is sparse in central and northern Mexico. Well, out here, back in the day, like many years ago, a giant meteor hit the Yucatan, and that's supposedly what killed the dinosaurs. So when that happened, it also created a bunch of like underground fresh water, watering holes or watering areas. In fact, here I'll show you. But because of that, there's a giant underground water system that is fresh water, and so there's tons of fresh water. In fact, now there are stories and there is a pollution also going on, with all that, and that's another story for another day. Again, I can't discuss those things on here for obvious reasons. You can research them yourself online. But there's a kind of like pollution going on, from factory farming and other things, and that is causing the water tablet, the fresh water, to get dirty and polluted. So that's no bueno. So, all right, hold on. Let me show you some pictures of some cenotes. So check these out. So, by the way, these are also in my backyard. In fact, the Costco in the city has one of these in their parking lot. So this is cenotes. These are cenotes. Look at that. How beautiful are those, right? Look at that. How amazing. Look at that. So these are all over, and so these are all fresh water. And so they go deep underground. There's a bunch of huge cave system. It's a whole complicated thing. But yeah. Look at that. How beautiful, right? So I live here. Again, it's hot. It's not for everybody. But my God, the beauty. Not just the cenotes, not just the beaches, not just the jungle, all the pyramids, all the, the Mayan pyramids, just everything, it's just, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, good stuff. Good stuff. So, so yeah, and so these cenotes are so, sacred and all this other stuff, It's a whole thing with them. But yeah. Very nice. So that's why I live, guys. This is why I live in Merida. Again, it's hot. Please understand that it's hot. So, but yeah, it's nice. By the way, since I got all you guys here, I want to let you guys know that I did a big update to the website. And by the way, for those of you guys that don't know, I have a website. And I keep forgetting to promote it. And I got to promote it more. But you guys definitely got to check it out, especially if you're thinking about moving to Mexico. I have all kinds of amazing free information, okay? Free. By the way, I don't charge for anything, just FYI, at all, except for one thing. I just charge for one single thing, my time. I think that's fair. So that's why I do the personalized consultations. Again, for anyone out there that wants to talk to me for whatever reason, then I'll charge you for my time. But other than that, everything is free o'clock, okay? So with that being said, let's just take a quick tour of the website. So if you come to the website right off the bat, see free resources for living in Mexico, and then 2 other buttons, to support the show and consultations. We'll go through all that in a second. But all the way at the top right, you see, look, I added a bunch of new icons. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see all the way at the top right. Okay, a bunch of icons. We'll go through that in a second. But anyways, these are just the videos, okay, and just more. Oh, there are the icons down there again, okay? We're going to go through all that in a second, all right? So if you go to the website, again, just look, let's go one by one, okay? So all the way at the top where it says free Mexico resources, we'll click on that. And there's going to be videos, all right, telling you guys about how to move to Mexico, telling you how you can find real estate, okay, in Mexico, rentals, to buy, whatever. It gives you, all the like rentals.com of Mexico, okay, where you can, again, do your research. If you need more information, watch the video that's right below it, and it's going to guide you through it and tell you exactly how to use these sites and everything, and so on and so forth, okay? Another video down below is that once you or decided to come out here, you're almost about to rent the place. Again, the things you need to know before renting, what you really need to know, okay? So you can go there, all right? So that way you don't get, gringo priced, and all this other crap, okay? You can, which you're probably going to get maybe a little gringo priced, okay? Look, just deal with it, okay? But long story short, this really reduces it by a lot, okay? Being able to have all this information, okay? Also, knowing Spanish, okay? But anyways, I digress. You can come out here and watch videos, and have links to things like the dollar app, okay? Which is, something that's very helpful. It's kind of like a Mexican card, and a Visa card, almost like a bank, but not quite. If you need apostille services, if, the translator earbuds, the video that I dropped today, the video that I was talking about today, where you, again, you get to, here, I'll just click on it real quick. And, the translator earbuds, that's it, where you get to, put them in your ears, okay, and, talk to people, all right? But anyways, all right, I digress. Lawyer, okay, if you need a lawyer. On top of the lawyer, again, a list of digital nomad jobs, okay? Learn how to speak Spanish for free, again, Duolingo, all right? Boom. Talked about it before. And then all these other links down here again. But again, list of nomad jobs, okay? We're going to go through that in a second. But again, the next thing, all the way at the top right. Again, free Merida, Yucatan. Okay, so again, you need an assistant, translation services, all that stuff right here. Veterinary services, you got it. The lawyer again, eye doctor, dentist, real estate again. What is it? The barber, a record store, and I gotta go visit this guy again. The restaurant, other links, other restaurants, other favorite places, okay? Then personalized consultations, we're gonna go click on that again. I updated this because we changed the format, okay? So it's a completely different format when it comes to the live streams, but same thing for the consultations. You can read that at your leisure. Okay, we got the podcast. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a podcast, but on top of that, this live stream that you're listening to right now, this thing that you're watching, is also going to be available here later on. Once we're done here, and I upload it to Spotify or whatever, it's going to be up on here. Okay, you can check it out there. All right. Christian's artwork. Okay, so if you are ever interested in Christian, my wife, her artwork. All right. If you're interested in any of that, you want to check out her website, see what she's up to, what she does, her Instagram, all that stuff is on there. Okay, so go check it out. Okay. All right. I see the Instagram got disconnected, so I gotta reconnect it. But anyways, I digress. All right. Good thing I checked on that.
Bruh.
If you want to help support the show, shout out to everyone out there that, it sends me some money through PayPal, Cash App, buys me a coffee. All the patrons out there, if you want to send cryptocurrency, shout out to you. If you want to buy something, the store, here is the store. All right. You can buy all kinds of cool things. All right. And then more links. All right. And again, by the way, all the way at the top right, you see all the things, it's all the way down here, all the icons. So if you click on Cheems right here, it's going to take you to the store, okay? There you go, all right? You click on this one, it's going to take you to Patreon, all right? I also changed Patreon. By the way, some YouTuber out there made a video about me. Shout out to them. Thank you very much. You brought a lot of things to my attention. So I realized I did not update my Patreon in like 5 years. It's been a very long time. So I was like, all right, let me update the Patreon. So if you want to have a laugh, you want to enjoy yourself, you want to go and check out the Patreon and check out, all my, the whole thing. You can be anything from just a simple donation, an investor, shareholder, silent investor, stockholder, producer, bondholder, serious contributor, venture capitalist, right? These are all the options. But anyways, long story short, I kind of, fixed it. So if you want to help support the show that way, you can do that. What else? Buy me a coffee. If you're interested and want to buy me a coffee, you can do that. Okay. If you want to, check out the YouTube channel, you can do that. Again, you probably already came here because, all right, never mind. Okay. Discord. Okay. So a lot of people have been asking me about Discord. There's the link. Okay. So you just click on the Discord. All right. It's going to take you to the Discord. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. All right, but it basically is just like a giant chat room. Go join it. Okay, if you want to. I'm never in there. I very rarely make an appearance. I'm not there to chat with you guys. Just understand that it's for you guys to chat with each other. So if you guys want to build a community and have a chat, just like the chat that we have right here in the live stream where you guys talk with each other, hang out with each other. Okay, listen, same thing. But it's 24 hours, 365 days. Never ending. Go check it out if you're interested in that so you guys can talk amongst yourselves and share information amongst yourselves and help continue building this community. I decided I'm going to, include it from here on in so that you guys can just continue growing and building the community so you guys can continue helping yourself because again, as I've demonstrated in this live stream, just like in other live streams, I don't know anything. I know some things. I'm only sharing you my experience of what it is to live out here. So please, if you're living out here and you got information, share with us. Or if you got other information that you're looking for or questions, ask in there. You might get an answer from somebody or whatever. It's so much more. Just go check it out. And that's it. Spotify, that's only, again, if you're interested in listening to the podcast through Spotify. Okay? Instagram. Yes, I have an Instagram account. Listen, I get 100 million DMs every single day from robots and all whatever. So don't send me a DM through Instagram. I will never answer you. I have no idea. There's a billion of them. I can't keep up. But anyways, it's my Instagram if you're interested. Okay, it's too hot for YouTube. Okay, so same thing. In fact, I want to show you Twitter and Facebook. Here's the Facebook group. Okay, so please, if you're on Facebook and you want to join the group. I got things for local things, just emergency numbers for here, Tianguis, but I've kind of opened it up for Mexico. So, all kinds of things, okay? So whatever you're interested in, check out the, Facebook group, okay? And we got it all going on, all kinds of things. No home, if you're selling a home, don't throw it in here, okay? Only rentals and things, all right? Things that are useful. So, okay, that's it. So where we're at. That's it. And then then the digital nomad jobs for anyone out there. Look at this. I found a list. Now, again, please do your own due diligence. As I say right here, it says, warning. Please take note. I found all these links online, but I do not personally check them all. All right. Some sites might not work. If that's a case, please try another. And please let me know so I can take it off. If you find any, okay, I already said it. The list. Okay, so there's a list. Look at all the jobs. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look. Okay? It's up to you. You got to figure out the rest, okay? So just look. If you want to teach English, boom. You're good. Okay? You want to do some freelance stuff? Let's click on some random one there. That one. free up. There you go. Okay, let's go all the way down here. Zerk. Okay. Anyways, have fun. Knock yourselves out, guys. Enjoy, kids. Okay, and by the way, guess what? Again, let me please remind you.
Bruh.
It's, oh, sorry, wrong one. Let me please remind you guys, all free o'clock, okay? So please, don't be, buying any packages out there, any kind of services out there. You don't need services, okay? You don't need anything, all right? If you do need something, you might just need, like I said, okay, maybe a consultation, maybe. Again, most of the time you can just get all the information for free on the YouTube page or on my own, website here, okay? But on top of that, like I said, you can find a lot of the information for free, whether it's on other Facebook pages or in the Facebook nether regions, by doing work and doing some research, okay? But you really don't need no facilitators. You really don't need to buy no services. You don't got to buy no packages or what any of these things. I don't know, my opinion, all right? Because I feel like I provide almost all of that already here for free. And that's it. All I ask is for you to, like and subscribe. Enjoy the show. That's it. Interact, build a community. But anyways, at the end of the day, that's it. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of the information, a lot of things you can do yourself. That's what I try to provide. If you do have the means, obviously, it's always pretty obviously. What I mean by that is that if you do have like the financial means in order to pay for facilitators and pay for all these things, and yeah, of course, just do it and whatever. It makes things a lot easier. But what I'm saying is that most of the time, all you need is basically just a translator. You might just need a lawyer to help you with XYZ. That's it. You might just need you don't need much. You don't need like this whole thing that's gonna cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? Like it's just don't. Because look, man, when I talk to a lot of you guys, especially when I do like the one-on-one consultations, you guys tell me, not all of you guys, but some of you guys tell me what you guys have already spent, on other consultations or on other facilitators or on whatever it is. I'm like, what the hell? So I am glad that the channel is growing. I am glad that this information is getting out there. I am glad that I can provide it for you for free. Because look, the reality is that it takes a lot of work. And it's not just about moving out here. Again, it's like doing anything, It's like, you're not going to just move to California, right? Or you're not going to just move to, Alabama or, Switzerland or Mexico or anywhere just to move there, right? I mean, there's a reason why you're moving there. It's not just freedom and I got to get away. I mean, there's a bunch of other countries out there as well. So I just try to get deeper into all that stuff on the channel. I try to provide all the information. I try to provide everything, because I hear so many things about how difficult it is to get immigration. No, it's not. All right. And you don't got to listen to me. I got a lawyer that comes on the show and basically tells you all about it. Some people complain, oh, he might be too expensive. You don't got to hire him. Go hire a facilitator. Good luck with all that. Have fun, Hopefully it works out. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter. The point is that a real lawyer is not going to, put his reputation on the line just to make a few bucks. You know what I mean? Why is he expensive? Because he's a lawyer and he's really going to do it right and correct. And again, you can just simply get a facilitator. But if something goes wrong, well, good luck with all that. You know what I mean? And what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to get any kind of... Anyways. So I could go on and on. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We give you all the information for free. Again, if you speak Spanish, if you can just, kind of figure things out on your own and all this other stuff, well, then you'll be fine. And again, it doesn't just go for all of this stuff. It goes for everything. Again, just going back to the title of the live stream, what is living in Mexico actually like? It's actually pretty easy, if you, are a go-getter, if you are, if you go out there and hustle and work for it, whatever it is you got to do, in this case, you got to go to immigration and get all this stuff done. Oh, you don't want to do all that? You don't want to go to the DMV? You don't want to go to immigration? Well, that's fine. You can pay someone to do it. There's many levels of who you can pay to do it. But it's not necessary. I never paid any facilitator. I never paid any lawyer. I never paid anybody. Are you kidding me? I did everything on my own. I'm poor. You know what I mean? That's it. And by the way, Okay, I could have had, you know what I mean, Jose help me out with all this stuff, you know, because obviously, you know, we help each other out, you know, we're friends, you know, it's a long story how we met. But I was like, no, I want to go through all this myself so that I can see what it's like and really understand, you know, what the whole process is like and really get it. And like, oh, now I get it. Now I understand why it takes so long, you know, why, you know, all these appointments get canceled, you know, just why everything is the way it is. Because I went through it myself with a bunch of other Mexicans. And I was like, oh, I get it. That's all. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Let me see. Am I fluent in Spanish? Yes. Yo soy cubano. Entonces, yo hablo español porque yo me crié en Miami. Y como yo me crié en Miami, entonces mi familia hablaba español. Y todos hablaban español. Y entonces, imagínate, así como yo me crié hablando español. Yo aprendí el inglés mucho más después, cuando yo estaba en la escuela. Pero el español es mi idioma. Ahora, yo cuando vine para acá, para México, yo no sé hablar el español mexicano. Yo nada más que sé hablar el español cubano. Y enredado, imagínate, cubano y enredado, ya tú sabes, todo jodido. Pero bueno, es el español que hablo yo, pero aquí me puedo defender porque, obvio, puedo hablar español. Pero, tú sabes, no es el español mexicano, tú sabes, pero mucho mejor que no saber español y no entender el idioma. So how's that, HH? Is that fluent enough for you? So anyways, long story short, I'm Cuban. You know, again, I was born in the USA, but my parents are Cuban. So I was born in a Cuban household and, you know, in Miami, you know, raised Latino, Hispanic, spoke Spanish way before I spoke English. I learned English in the school, in the indoctrination camps. I learned English, but, you know, Spanish is my first language. Leisha says, is it easy to find a job? Yeah, it's very easy. It's just that most jobs out here pay Mexican wages. And I don't know if you've heard, but they're very low and, you know, they're not bueno. Now, again, why is the Mexican economy doing so well, even though wages are extremely low? Well, because guess what? There are a bunch of good paying jobs out there and, you know, Mexicans get those jobs if applicable. But for the most part, you know, most people out there would rather, you know, sell tacos or just have a little, you know, store that they might, you know, open up out of their front porch of their house or do whatever, become an entrepreneur than work a job at Walmart or, you know, 7-Eleven or McDonald's because, you know, they're not going to get paid very well. And, you know, they rather, you know, they have a higher chance or likeliness of making money as a plumber, as an electrician, working for themselves, you know, whatever it is, you know, so most Mexicans are entrepreneurs. And so, you know, if you, again, like I've said multiple times, come out here and you want to live like a Mexican, you'll be totally fine. But the minute that you start, you know, wanting to, the more you want to live like the USA, the more expensive things start to get soon, quickly. So I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah. Kasha says, you are so nice and generous with your time. Thanks for the info. You're very welcome. And it's funny because, you know, again, there are people out there that say, you know, I'm out here just for the money. And look, obviously, you know, I don't do this just for free. I did it for free for a long time because, you know, again, I wanted to build, you know, a YouTube channel. I wanted to do this. I wanted to try this out. It took me 7 long years to get to where I'm at. And so now I'm at a point where I'm actually making money off of it. So it's great. It's like a business, like a job. I love it. It's awesome. But for a long time, I didn't make any money on it. And so, you know, I was a chef, but I mean, I'm a businessman, business person at heart. And so long story short, you know what I mean? It's just like everything else. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I give you guys everything for free, but, you know, I'm just being 100% with you. You know, obviously, you know what I mean? I do get some sort of monetary value from it. Look, a lot of times it's just simply from you watching a video. I mean, sorry, an advertisement. So if you watch an advertisement, you know, before a video, during a video, at any point, that's great. Look, that is only a few pennies to me, but in the reality of it, it helps the channel so much. You know what I mean? And because like now YouTube is like, oh, this is a great channel. People watch the advertisements. Not only do they watch the videos, but they watch the advertisements. Let's give them more. So that helps a lot. And again, you know, what also helps is the fact that my monthly expenses are extremely low. So I don't need to be making that much money. So, again, it allows me to give everything for free. Also, that's part of the business model. Look, there's how many businesses out there, start off with a free model. So, free business, free, what is it? Just free. So everything I give you is free. You know what I mean? Seriously, everything, it. I just showed you. We just went through it. I'm not going to go through it again. But everything I give you is free. But if all of a sudden you're like, damn, I don't want to go through his video archive. I want to just talk to him directly and get information. Meaning, your time is valuable just as mine. No, that's fine. I'll sell you my time. It's $100 about an hour, a session, whatever. You want to meet me in person? It's going to be a lot more expensive. I can go on and on. But, that's it. That's all and I think it's 100% fair, you know what I mean? To at the very least charge you for consulting, which people are interested in. But that's it. Now, there's other ways that people, again, help the show, becoming patrons, sending me a few bucks because, again, they probably watch a few videos for free and they're like, oh man, this guy's great, this is awesome, boom, and they send a few bucks, whatever. Or you buy a t-shirt, you buy a mug. I gotta update that. That's the next thing I gotta update. I gotta add a bunch of things there. Or when I provide to you guys, like really cool things, like the earbuds that translate, and you want to buy one, you use the link I provide in order to, I get a little kickback, for each item sold, or, the cards, those dollar app cards, again, I'm trying to make your life easier. I don't have sponsors out here that, just to have a sponsor, even though in the future, you never know what can happen. But the reality is that, like, I try to keep sponsors, especially like if I'm going to do things like that, to make them, things that you're going to probably need or want or use. And I try to give you all the free options first, and then, they're paid options. So it's like, you want a lawyer? Well, yeah, it's going to cost money. Yeah, it's going to cost money to consult with him. Of course it is. Just like it's going to cost money to consult with me. Oh, you don't want to consult with him? It's too expensive. And I get it. That's why I provide it for free. That's why, again, look, just go back to my channel real quick. That's why I do videos with him like I did right there, where he answers everything basically for free on the show. So, I mean, but again, that's the thing, so I'm glad that I'm able to help so many people out. But the reality is that, since I'm not out there looking, for money, I'm not looking for a lot of money. I already make enough money, like I said, on all my other side hustles, that I do. I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm more than happy to provide all this information for free. And why is that? Well, because once upon a time, when I came to Mexico, I had absolutely nothing. Zero. Zilch. Okay? And I had to figure it out on my own. So why not share those learning experiences, all those, trials and tribulations, all of everything I learned from all the errors that I committed, well, now they can be valuable to you, so that now, again, I make a video, you watch a video, it helps you, it helps me, yada, 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 so. And that's the thing, since, I'm not, again, what am I asking for, all I really want is for you to watch the videos. That's it. That's everything else is extra. That's it really, so. So I'm like I said, if how can I get viewers? Well, giving free information, that helps. I just happen to be helping you guys out. Great. We're helping each other out. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Not a darn thing. Not this darn toot. But that's it. You know what I mean? So really appreciate I get to do that. But again, how much, going back to the same question I get asked over and over again all the time, how much money do you need to live in Mexico? And again, what do you mean? Like how much, what is your definition of comfort? What kind of living conditions or situations do you want to live in? What are your monthly expenses? What do you want to be doing all the time? Do you want to be going out to fancy restaurants all the time? Do you want to have a 73-inch TV? Do you want to have like a nice fancy home in the fanciest part of town? Or do you want to just live humbly? You want to just be able to live your life and enjoy your life. So It's really simple. It's just, what's important to you, stuff or life, quality of life, and then that's it. For some people, spending a whole day at the beach with nothing, just the beach, maybe hearing some music, most likely just listening to the waves, just wasting the day away. A lot of people might think that's crazy, but some people are like, oh, that sounds great. I'll take 2, please. And so out here, I work a lot. Again, anyone that's an entrepreneur, business person, you're working. You never stop. It's a constant thing. But with that being said, if at any moment in time I want to take a break or just chill or just relax, I can do that. I can easily and simply do that because I don't need to make that much money to survive. And that's it. And sometimes I'm going to have good months. Sometimes I'm going to have bad months. In the good months, I save the money. On the bad months, maybe I'll go into the savings. Most likely I'll just like, hey, we're not going to eat out this month. We're just going to, make extra scrambled eggs, All right, no problem. The wife is down, what is it? She's ride or die, so, I got nothing to worry about. Just chill, just relax, just live life, enjoy life. That's really what it's all about. But again, everybody has different definitions of that. And so, at least for me, there are certain things that are important. And out here, all of those things that are very, very important and very dear to me, all those things are met, with flying colors, Everything that I want out of life. When I lived in the USA, again, I'm 42 years old. I just turned 42 in September. So I'm 42 years old. And basically, the first 30 years of my life, I don't know. I just, things, were up and down, but for the most part, it's like, man, I don't like things here. The way things are out here just kind of always sucked. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to describe. I think a lot of you guys know what I mean. And so I imagine today in 2023, how much they suck. So, out here, all those things that a lot of you guys, think, suck about society where you're at right now, well, they're non-existent out here. And so that's it. I don't know how else to really say it, so. But out here, you don't got to put up with all the crap. Look, it's like, in the USA, you can't even get sick. And if you get sick, it's expensive. No matter how you put it. Out here, you get sick. And, you can all you got to do is just call the pharmacy and they'll bring you medicine. Like the other day, Christian wasn't feeling well. She needed a little whatever, and we just called the pharmacy and it was $5. $5, that's including delivery, including everything. There's no delivery charge, but I'm just saying, it's everything. And it's like instant relief. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. It's like, because sometimes you feel so bad, so sick, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to go to Walgreens or CVS and you got to drag yourself there. And it's like, no, out here, you could just call the pharmacy and they'll bring you whatever. The doctor will even come here if you need to, just in case, you're, and it's not expensive. And that's just one aspect of life. Like I said, it's just chill. Look at me. I'm wearing tie-dye t-shirts and I'm on the beach living with a horse. How much more chill can you be? You know what I'm saying? Going back to the whole gun thing. And again, there's no gun violence out here. Again, there are parts of Mexico where, they're violent and they're dangerous and, yada, yada, yada. Just like any part of the world, man. Jeez, Mexico's a ginormous country. Like a really big country. But anyways, I digress. The point I'm making is that you don't got to worry about that stuff, like you do in the USA. You don't got to worry about the cops out here. Look, the cops out here, again, they're corrupt, and not everywhere. Most of the time, they're just, Green Acres, not Green Acres, what is it, like Mayberry, cops, they're not going to do much. But every once in a while, you come across a corrupt cop. And what is corrupt cop out here? They're just trying to, get a bribe and trying to get $25 off of you or whatever. That's it. That's the worst. That's the absolute worst. For some people, that's too much. They can't handle that. But in the USA, it's like, are you kidding me? In the USA, I don't even want to get into it. You know exactly how horrible and bad it is, all right? For anything. All right? So, and I could go on and on. The window guy says, am I saving for retirement? No. I live my retirement. I'm living my retirement. I'm good. If I don't have some, look, I don't want to get into it, okay? I get it. I know a lot of you guys haven't, and I feel for you. I'm not trying to disparage anybody. It's just, it is what it is. This is me included. But if I haven't figured it out by the time I'm retirement age, and by what do I mean figure it out? You know, meaning having some money, some, you know, a home, you know, things that I don't gotta like just worry about anything. I can just kind of sit back and relax. I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't gotta. That's it. What do I need? But right now, again, it's like I already live retired. I try to encourage everybody to live retired. You know, again, once you get to that certain age, you're not gonna be, you know, what is it like? World trekking, you know, all around the world. You know, you might if you know, taking care of your health, which not everybody does. But if you're really healthy, and you still got it, go for it. You know, you can do that. But you know, for the most part, just looking to relax and this and that. So it's like, you know, why not retire early? Again, you can do it, but it's all about, you know, what you value most. You know, do you value having an Audi, you know, and a BMW, a nice Rolex, you know, a nice fancy apartment, you know, all the bells and the whistles, you know, an iPhone 58, you know, whatever. If those are the things you value, then, well, you know, then you're not going to retire early. But if you just value simple things like, I don't know, freedom, quality of life, sleeping in the morning if you want to, or not. I wake up very early, you know what I mean? But hey, you know, one day I might not want to. It's okay. I can sleep in, and I'm not going to fire myself. Trust me, I tried. Anyways, the point I'm making is that, you know, you get to live however you want to live and live retired. But again, you know, I got to figure it out every month, and I got to make sure I got enough money, you know, to pay the bills and yada, 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 and you know. And I can go on and on, you know. My wife doesn't work. I mean, she works, you know, in the sense of like, you know, she does things in her art world and life, but, you know, she's my wife. I like to live in like even though I'm very liberal, you know, liberal, old, traditional liberal, you know, classical liberal, you know, hey, guess what? You know what I mean? I am, again, hippie, liberal. Okay. Anyways, I'm very conservative as well, being Hispanic and Latino. So guess what? I want my wife, you know, I don't want her out there working for pennies in Mexico. Nah. Just be my housewife and do your art stuff. We're good. I can afford it. As long as you want to live this way, which she's living like a queen, okay? You know, like, anyways, I don't want to get into all that. We're great. We're great. And so we make it work. She's the one that's always telling me, hey, turn off the lights. Hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. Hey, don't spend money on this. Hey, don't do that. So it's like, you know, we're a team. We work together. And, you know, she never has to worry about anything. And it makes me feel very happy to provide whatever it is that we need. The end. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? So it's like, I don't know. For me, the way I want to live my life, I get to live it out here. I'm already retired. I've been retired. I think it's all a mentality thing. You know, the retirement thing. Because even when I was a chef, you know, paycheck to paycheck, and I hated life. You know, in a sense, I was already, I even back then I used to say it, you know, I was retired because I was retired. I was doing what I loved, you know, which was, you know, again, why I stopped cooking is because it wasn't what I loved anymore, you know what I mean? And it just became very corporatized and very much like, you know, the things that I was trying to escape and leave. But that's it. But other than that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, we're all different people out there, different spirits. I'm a very free-minded spirit. I hate being told what to do. I hate authority. I hate all that. I understand that, you know, sometimes we got rules we got to follow. Sometimes we got to comply with yada, yada, yada. I get it. But, you know, I am, you know, true, classic, liberal, anarchistic, you know, like, what is it? Like, live and let live. You do you live your life, and I live my life. That's it. Don't tell me what to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's it. You know? I mean, that's me. Oh, thank you. Oh, shout out to Joe Peach with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Danke schön. Danke. Thank you. Get Lambo some treats. He says, thank you very much. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's simple as that, you know what I mean? It's just like it's not for everybody. You know, for me, like the way I live my life, you know, it's for a lot of you guys. You guys, you know, I know a lot of my audience is older, my age or older, give or take, but you know, there used to be a term for it. It used to be called gone bamboo. You remember that back, you know, after Vietnam, after a lot of these wars, you know, back in the day. You know, a lot of people, they just, you know, they went bamboo. That's it. They just like, man, you know, they will come back to the USA and like, man, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? This is out of hand. You know what I mean? Like, and so they would just go back, you know what I mean, and marry their Vietnamese wife and just live out there in the jungle, you know, and happily ever after. Nobody would ever hear from Jim ever again. So, you know, this is my version of gone bamboo, you know, but it's just in the, you know, we're in the year 2023. So, you know, I got like a YouTube channel. And so basically I've gone bamboo. You know, there's a bunch of YouTube channels just like me that have gone bamboo. And I like to share that with you. But, you know, there's a lot of people that come out here and, you know, they don't want to go bamboo. You know, they want to go simply, they want to live exactly like they live in the USA, which you can, because again, Mexico's a first world country. We got it all out here. But I personally prefer not to. And I think a lot of you guys as well, you know, you prefer not to. You want to, you know, just live normal, regular life. If you can afford nice things, great. But they're not necessary. What is necessary is your freedom. And, you know, the quality of life. And, you know, the things like, you know, the food that you ingest, you know, the stress that's around you on a daily basis. You know, I can go on and on. You know, a lot of these other things are way more important to you than, you know, material things or, you know, whatever, you know, fighting for, you know, the left, the right, the up, the down, you know, don't get me started, you know, whether the frogs are gay or not. Like, who cares? Like, really? Like, I mean, I think we're past that already. Don't drink the water. Jesus. You know, it's like, why do people need reminders of this constantly, you know? So this is why I stopped, again, for people that have been, you know, watching my old channel, that's why I stopped, you know, talking about all those things way ago. And, you know, I just do this now. But because it's just, you know, people are always going to keep drinking the water, man. Or the Kool-Aid, right? And in today's world, you know how much sugar they add on top of the sugar in the Kool-Aid? It's next level. It's more than my friends used to add in the hood. All right, there. I'll leave it there. But anyways, yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's see comments. Hey, Alicia says, "What is the best time to relocate?" Right now, anytime. Weather conditions, well, the thing is that, you know, the more favorable the weather conditions are, the more expensive things are during those times. That's it. So if you want it to be the cheapest to move out here, you come out there in the summer. If you want it to be the most expensive, then you come out there in the winter. So that's it. Simple as that. But when it's going to be the easiest, during the winter. When it's going to be the hardest, during the summer. This is Merida. You know, if you're talking about other parts of Mexico, it's going to depend on wherever they're at. Because Mexico's a huge country. Again, just think of when you're saying Mexico like the USA. You would never in a million years just say, you know, how's the weather in the USA? It's like, what do you mean? Talking about like Florida? Or are you talking about like, you know, the New York, you know, Boston area? Or Chicago or the Midwest or Texas or the Southwest or California or the Northwest? I mean, what part? You know what I mean? They're all completely different. Same thing with Mexico. It's very huge and varied. So at least out here, the weather is what you're looking at behind you. When you go to other parts of Mexico, you're up in the mountains. Not like 20% of Mexico is what you're looking at right there. You know, 15 to 20% of Mexico is the beach. Everything else is up in the mountains. Is it safe for single women? Yeah, of course. It depends on what city and what area, but at least here to Merida, it's safe here. So for single women, it's safe in Merida, but when you're talking about like, other parts of Mexico, depends, not so much. But again, one could argue, you know what I mean, that things are a lot more dangerous in, many other parts of the world right now. So anywho's. Anyways, I think how long have we been live streaming? Oh my god, an hour and a half. Okay, I think that's a pretty good long live stream here. So, all right. So we're gonna start winding this bad boy down. So if there's any one of you guys out there that have any more questions, any more comments, any more anything, there's like a bug trying to get this bad boy there. There you go. Yes, there's bugs out here. The jungle. What do you think? Anyways, any more questions? Any more anything you guys want to talk about? I'm gonna start wrapping this bad boy up. So I hope you guys like today's episode. So we're gonna be doing more of this going forward. Every single Thursday, we're gonna be doing a stream like this. The times are gonna vary. Sometimes we'll do it at night. Sometimes we'll do it in the early afternoon. It's all gonna depend. But you'll know ahead of time. I'll let you guys know ahead of time. And then we're going to be just like, in a sense, covering one topic in very broad fashion. Okay. And for anyone out there that's interested, let's say you want me to talk about a topic, you want me to spend the whole live stream, talk about a certain topic. Again, just go to my website, to the consultation page, and it'll show you there exactly what you need to do. And you can just send me an email, just like how we did before, but it's changing a little bit, and that's it. You know what I mean? We'll come to an agreement, and whether or not I can discuss the topic or not, and if I can, what the price range would be for that, and that's it. But other than that, every week, again, I'm just gonna come up with some sort of topic, to cover. There's a lot of important things that are happening and gonna happen, and just whatever. There's a bunch of things that always talk about, as you know. And so we're gonna be doing that here every single Thursday. We're gonna do a live stream, but it's just, again, what we're gonna do now is, like I said, one live stream. That's it. So every Thursday, one live stream, and every Sunday is an upload. So again, I have every week I got two things that I do. Which is Thursday, we got the live stream, and then Sunday, we have an upload. Sunday is just a regular video. Again, I'm driving around, I'm walking around the city, talking about all kinds of topics. I'm doing interviews. We're going to be doing a lot more interviews. We're going to be doing a lot more videos like that. You guys are enjoying those, so we're going to do more of those. And I can go on and on. We're going to be doing a lot of cool, new, interesting things, as you know. We're always, kind of like trying to, keep things fresh out here, and so on and so forth. So last year we spent basically the whole year answering questions, to the point where, now when I do live streams, you guys don't have many questions left, and I feel, because I've answered so many of them. But we're still going to be answering your questions all the time. But again, we're going to be focusing on talking about topics, and interacting with you guys in the comments. Obviously, you guys see there's a lot of you guys in the comment section, in the chat, talking a lot, and I might not get to all of them, so you can just do like Joe Peach, just simply leave a super chat if there's something very important that you want me to cover, during any one of these live streams, and I'll definitely see it, and I'll definitely cover it. So we'll go from there. So all right, guys, I think that's it. I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. I see no more questions or anything like that, and I think we had a good conversation today, talking about like living in Mexico is actually like, and what you could be expecting if that is what you're choosing to do, which is come and live in Mexico. All right. So with all that being said, guys, I want to give a big shout out and a big thanks to all of you guys. Every single one of you guys that has subscribed. So it's 18,000 plus subscribers already. Plus everyone else that hasn't subscribed, and you guys are just casually watching my video. Shout out to you. If you do, feel, inclined enough to subscribe, that'd be great, because then you will be able to get notified whenever I go live, whenever I drop a video, because even though I drop videos every Thursday and Sunday, I also casually drop videos from time to time, like I did today. So today I dropped the video. We went live, so you got double trouble, double action. And what was I gonna say? And then Sunday we got a video coming up, and so on and so forth. And again, I'm not taking any days off, even though I do take days off, as we talked about earlier. But again, I have a very, pretty hardcore work ethic. Again, I used to be a chef. I don't know, we're pretty masochists when it comes to things like that. So anyways, I'm going to have a bunch of videos, set up for you guys, coming up in the next few months. We got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got New Year's, we got we got all that. So, you expect videos, throughout all that, live streams throughout all that. I might take a week off or two when it comes to live streaming, depending on the celebration, the day, the situation. But regardless, you should be expecting a video every Sunday. And again, I really hate to just take off like that. So we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? But regardless, I'm gonna be working hard. And we're gonna be sharing a lot more information and a lot more stuff, and it's gonna be awesome. So again, guys, if you want to continue this conversation, go to my website. Again, I'll provide the link right now in the chat. Oh, shout out to Joe Peach with the other $5. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. I really appreciate you. With a complete $10. But anyways, again, please visit my website if you haven't already. And on my website, again, you'll be able to join the Discord. And the Discord is, again, just a giant chat room where you're going to be able to continue the conversation. So if you guys are, right now in the chat, want to continue the conversation, or, again, meet new friends, new people, you want to, continue building the community, go join the rest of the crew out there. Everybody's waiting for you. And, again, building a community and all helping each other out and sharing our experiences and, all that other good stuff. So that's it, guys. Gonna wrap this bad boy up. So with all that being said, you already know the deal. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys on Sunday. Bye, guys. And Thursday. Sunday, Thursday. All right.